when it comes to healing and trying to be more connected to your reality, to who you really are, sometimes you begin to reflect on certain things, such as your shadow side, like certain things that you may have felt lower in during the times you were growing up, or during these times. I mean, even maybe right now. But there's something about facing a reality where you know that you have been brought up in certain situations, knowing that, you know, this is not the life that you intended on having, but for some reason, our Creator, the Most High, has placed you in that position. Yeah, you probably like, why was I born in this family? Why was I here? What am I meant to do here? With my circumstances, it's a little different. I want to get kind of close and personal with you guys today, because I definitely feel like, you know, with my situation, it's way different than a lot of you guys. But then again, it could be a lot of the same. You know, I'm not sure, because most people don't talk about it. With my situation, I'm really connected to a family on, you know, one side of the family is really blood kin. The other side is not, because I was born out of wedlock, and I was born into a position where I was raised by my sibling's father, you know, and that's definitely amazing, you know, because I did get the good treatment. You know, some was okay. You know, sometimes it was mostly good for the most part. But as I've grown older, I begin to see, it's like my eyes have been open to something different, to where I know that, you know, I know that I'm from a different cloth. But, you know, all this time, like, has those individuals who knew I was from a different cloth, a different bloodline, have they been the ones like thinking like, she thinks she's born in this family, she is not even kin to us, you know, because that's what it feels like. And I want to speak my truth, because sometimes we have to talk about it to heal about it. You know, we have to talk about it to heal about it. And that's real, because like I said, you know, growing up was good. I may have looked different, I may have been different, but I was my mama's child. That's one thing I knew. Okay, that's one thing I knew for a fact, to be a fact. But now, like, it's like being older, facing your shadow side. When I look into the shadows, it's like, what about me makes it so unpopular or unacceptable that I began to see that, like, the side of the family that I'm not blood kin to tends to treat me a little different, or a lot different. Because I'm different, you know. And it's crazy, because like, even being different when it comes to, you know, the way I grew up in not finishing college, certain things like that, you know, not doing things that other people have done in that particular family. They can look and say, well, you know, she's had kids out of wedlock. You know, it all kind of feels like it's a repeat of that system where I was born out of wedlock. So now here I've done the same thing, you know, and many of us have already done this. This is definitely something that's not new. But looking into my life, I feel as though that I really can't, I don't feel like I can talk to anybody about it but y'all. So that's why I'm here. You know, speaking about this is definitely something that I really didn't want to bring up, but being able to talk to someone is gonna help me. I know it is gonna help. So, because you guys may be facing the same thing, and we can uplift each other, but I just always felt that something was different. You know, it was something different. I should have known, but I was young and naive. I didn't really know. I didn't understand. Even if I was treated differently, I didn't understand. And with me having a gift, okay, the gift that I have is singing. If you guys don't know it, music is my passion. Music is a part of me. And so growing up, I was applauded for singing. I was put in the front. I was put on programs. I was singing in weddings, singing at funerals, you know, doing certain things, and just going after my passion as being a singer. But when that passion kind of like just started to, you know, you get to the point where you're like, okay, well, life has taken its toll. Life is happening, and you don't really go after your passions anymore. And that's where I got to at one point. I mean, kind of still now, but getting to that point, that's when I started to see the withdrawal from that said family. So it's not the same, but it was like I was applauded so much because I'm that girl at that point. You know, I'm that girl that's the one who's about to actually make it, you know, and it's just like, I knew it. You could feel it. But I feel as though there's some things that have taken place where, you know, certain things don't look as good as it does in the public eye. And when you begin to see that you don't look the same, you don't look as good in the public eye anymore, you know. So now it's like, we're going to count you out. We're not going to claim you. Them ain't my people. We're not blood kin. This is why, you know, certain things, even with like my particular family, not everybody's perfect. Trust me. It's a long way of being perfect. It's been things that have happened to me back to back, like, God damn, like, really what's going on? And it's been seen. It's been in the it's been to where everybody knows. I couldn't hide it. So goddamn, like, I mean, oh well, I couldn't hide it. But thinking back on those type of situations, when it comes to that, it's like, we're not gonna claim her. she's not gonna be claimed. No, we're not. We're not even gonna invite her to the party, basically. Okay. But it's gotten to the point to where I just kind of, you know, I just exited myself, left. So I won't be judged. So I won't get to the point to where I'm like, why do they treat me different? Why am I different? You know, but I feel as though that I've been used in a way that, with me going through these experiences, I'm able to touch other people who are going through the same thing, or who have been through worse. I have so much more compassion now towards those who are in need. And one thing about it, and two things for sure, I really don't have compassion over the people that, you know, think that they're more than you. I don't have compassion on that. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. So at this point, my thing is, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm just so happy to be like your family. I'm so happy to be close to you and to be in connection with you because this and this and that. I'm not going to be like that because I see what it is that you really think and feel about me. And when it comes to, and I always say the chosen ones, it's us, okay? Us as a people. We tend to try and have compassion on other people and feel sorry for them because we've been through so much and we can understand that they went through a lot too. But what happened during the times where we, as the chosen ones, have gone through situations where they weren't even with it? They just turned their back on you. And see, I tend to talk about what Spirit has been, really magnifying in my testimony and in my situation is that, yeah, you weren't accepted. You are the black sheep. You are definitely different. I mean, it speaks and it shows for itself because this is definitely something that's like, what do you call it? It's there. You can't unsee it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. So with that being said, me being that different person, the different one in the family, it's like, I remember even a pastor spoke to me and told me that I would be the one to change that family. I would be that one, but I would be the one to make change, bring change into that family. And see, this is what I want to tell you is that sometimes you're born into a family or you're placed in families, like even if you were adopted or foster care, you're placed in a family to make a difference and a change in their life or in that family. Someone there needs you. Someone needs you. Why do you think you were pushed back so much? Why do you think that you weren't accepted? Because of course we know that the enemy himself tries to use people that are closer to you. And so if he can bring and build up a wedge between the two of you or between that you and that family to say that, okay, it's because we're not blood. We're not really kin. We're not really close to them like that. If the enemy can do that, he can always work in someone, like I said, that is a weakened vessel, someone who is easily to be used to attack, to persecute, to talk down bad on a chosen one or on a person who is not really accepted there. It's easy for them it's easy to make you the main character of their story or of their topic, their gossip, because you're the one who's different. And then it takes the whole spotlight off of them. It takes it off of them because now that, you are the villain, you're the villain. You're the said villain. So now they can pin it on you. So even though they may have done some wrong, they may have done evil, they may have been bad people, they may have manipulated people, stolen, they may have done some things that really didn't look so good to the family, right? They did some things. But if they bring you up, it's worse. So if they bring you up, you're being magnetized. You're the focal point. Because at least I'm not like her. At least I'm not like him. But I'm telling you today that God is going to use your story. He's going to use your story to uplift, to change, to even uproot systems in your family, in those generations that have always thought that they were the bigger and better ones. He's going to use you as the change. He's going to use you to show that you don't have to be blood to be king. Because think about it. Even with Yeshua, when he began his ministry, at one point, one of the disciples or one of the people outside, they said, your family is here. Your family is here. You need to go see them. He said, those are not my family. Those that are connected to him in spirit are the ones who is his family. God's going to use your life as a testimony because you are connected to him in spirit and in truth. And he's going to use you simply because of that. And also to let it be known that your enemies and those that have counted you out, those that have seen you to be the one that was not really in that family, that wasn't really supposed to be there, the black sheep. He's going to use you to show them that God can use anybody, that he can use anyone. He used a burning bush. Think about it. If he uses a burning bush, how much more will he use you? He will use you even more because you're able to speak. You're able to be used by him. You're able to be anointed and use that anointed for the greater good to help those who can't help themselves. See, God has put you in this situation for one, so that people who have been through your situation or people that have not had a close relationship with their family, who have been adopted, who have been in foster care, he's going to use your story to let it be known that you did not face all of these trials by yourself. You did not do it for nothing. That there was something bigger than what you saw on the surface. There's something spiritual about this. Something spiritual about this. And that's why the enemy knows that he can try and use those that are closer to you, your family, your friends, people that you thought were just really close to you. He knows what to do to try and get certain people to back out of their purpose. But I want you to know, don't ever back down for someone or something that didn't make you feel. Talk to the Lord. You bring that over to the Lord. You make sure that what you're doing is for the greater good of the Most High God. You hear me? Because those that have pushed you back and pushed you far away, that counted you out, they're going to have to watch you eat. And I keep telling y'all that they're going to have to see it. There's something shifting. And even though it's been a long time coming, we already know change is coming. Change is coming. It can change just like this. And that's what's going to happen with your life. He's going to shift the dynamic. So where they thought that you would never make it, where they thought that there was something just too wrong with you, that there's nothing they can do to change your life. There's nothing they can do to change your children or family's life, your husband, your wife. They can't do nothing with you. So they gave up. But God never gave up on you. God never did. The Most High would never give up on you. He said, I would never leave you nor forsake you. And this is why your story is your testimony. Your trials and tribulations are your testimony. You being counted out as a black sheep is your testimony, and it's going to bring people to the Lord. It's going to bring people to the knowing that there's better days and a better purpose in their life than ever before. They're going to know. Oh, they're going to know, and they're going to see it. You better know it. Like I said, they're going to watch you while you eat, honey. Watch you eat, period.